Welcome to Mystics. And so let's start by tuning in. All right, so place your feet flat on the floor if you can. Make your bodies comfortable. And let's close our eyes. And feel this moment. Don't let it become cliche. There's so much in these past 20 years that talks about the moment that we can go, yeah, I've heard that. Just sit inside of your body. Feel your body around you, around consciousness, around you as soul. Feel the body breathe. Enjoy the life force for a few moments, or the miracle as life enters you through the breath, through the inhale, and the dance with nature as you give on the exhale. Let your heart open with gratitude, no matter how the body feels, no matter what you've been through. Embrace what is. Hear or feel the sounds. Just allow them. As the miracle of the moment unfolds, fall in love with it. Open your heart. And we've heard one of the great masters say, where two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst of them. Really contemplate the meaning of that. The Christ or Krishna consciousness, or also known as the Son aspect of God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or Om Tat Sat, it's Tat. When two or more of us are gathered in the light, the Holy Ones come rushing in. Feel the loving embrace and the intention of Mother, Father, Spirit. Of that Christ or Krishna consciousness. Of Om or Holy Spirit. And there are so many from the angelic realm and the masters from the human line of evolution that serve us. Let's open our hearts in acknowledgement to all that they are and all that they do, not only for us individually, but for this creation. You hear those birds? The birds are singing because they're in joy. Birds sing. Let our hearts sing in joy, because that's the true nature of our souls. Souls sing, souls are joyous, and we are souls. In your soulic consciousness, just mentally send a thought of appreciation for the other embodied souls in the room. How grateful we are to have community. Other souls walking toward the light, no matter which path they walk on, no matter what the name of their God is, or if they don't even like the name God. All are welcome here. And we honor that you've showed up tonight. Thank you. And we ask the Holy Ones to down-ray to each one of us the powder blue ray of divine inspiration, touching each one of our centers, helping us to feel the intent of this night, to live it and be able to carry it out into our lives. Help us to be inspired to raise our consciousness into the truth of who we are and hold it there. And we thank you that this is so. So be it. Take a deep breath in. And sigh it out. Whenever you're ready, we'll open our eyes. So for those of you who are new, my name is Tricia Kelly. And these evenings that we do once a month, our intention really is to put into practice, learn applications to the things that we hear. And because, are you cold over there? Are you okay? I'm like this. How's everybody feel?
I'm fine.
You're fine. We need a little bit of air, but it's a bit noisy. Yeah, leave it a little open. Thank you. Just for those of you who don't know, how do I say this? The rest of this year might prove to be very interesting. Yeah, on a collective as well as individual basis. I think that, I don't know, I think that we can all say that the stuff is up, to put it to put it kind of plainly. And basically, what's happening is that the energies are shifting and moving, and those, as they do, it digs deep into who we are and pulls out the residual pieces of us that haven't been recalibrated into the light where we're going. And so you can't clean out your closet unless you open the door and you get in there and take care of it. And so the door's open, and it's being invited to come forward. Now, the first aspect of that is that it's causing a lot of discomfort. We are triggering each other, aren't we? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that you're a little bit more short-tempered than you normally might be? Have you find yourself snapping at all lately? Even at things that normally wouldn't bother you, and all you are, ooh, put the claws away. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, it's the energy moving faster. Two, a lot of it is the solar flares. The central sun is sending all kinds of energy, literally bouncing and affecting our sun. It's causing a tremendous amounts of eruptions. Now that's a baseline description of what's happening on the physical level. Spiritually, our central sun, or the source, has started to emanate new waves. And those new waves are hitting our sun, which is sending out energetics to us to create the change. How many of you, I don't know if you've ever been to Hawaii, as soon as you get out of the airport and you feel the trade winds and you can smell the pineapple and you're like, okay, just give me a nice cool drink and a blanket on the beach and life is good, right? I don't know about you, but I've never gotten much done in Hawaii, unless I went there to work. We don't get a lot done when we're at home in the inner worlds. We rest. We're with our family. We're with our pets. We're with our loved ones. And life is good. We don't have a physical body. We can't get sick. We create using our minds and the energy that we have created here. And so we get like we're on vacation. Yeah, there's inner temples and all that sort of thing that we go to, but where's the pressure? So we come down to this pressure cooker, and we all decided to come down right at this time because it offers a very dynamic opportunity to change. Because I don't know about you, but it's not letting us get comfortable for 10 minutes in a row. Unless we're sleeping. And even then, some people aren't even sleeping. How many of you can't even get your regular good night's sleep? Yeah. Part of it is the solar flares. And also the energetics. And again, we're just recalibrating. So basically, and I know a lot of you that have heard me speak, you hear me say this a lot. I think you can't hear it enough because we forget and we say, what's wrong with me? Why am I so touchy? Why am I so grumpy? Why am I not sleeping? So much of it is the new energies and the recalibration. So just take that in again. Tonight, I'm hoping to play in a couple of different levels with different things to help us get comfortable in our bodies so that we can take advantage of all this energy that's here. So, but also, there's a great cleanup going on, a tremendous cleanup. It's going to take this year and many years. And someone recently, in a meditation that we were in, someone used the example that it's like lancing a boil. And I mean, this is really gross, right? A really gross thought. But it accurately describes what's going on right now. If you lance a boil, it gets really gnarly, right? It can get pus and all kinds of the infection comes up and out. The boil of the consciousness, the poisons and the toxins that we have been holding in, that's just making us sicker and sicker as a collective, that has been lanced. And what we're seeing in the world right now is the cleansing of that. It has to come up, it has to be cleaned. And so don't take what's going on in the world too seriously. If it affects you, if you're sensitive, if you're an empath, turn off the news for a little bit. Only read what you can handle, okay? Be very, because it's going to get cleaned out anyway, whether your consciousness is a part of it or not. The greatest thing we can do is to hold space, send light, ask the great ones to go and take care of it, immerse the planet in light. And one of the best lights to do is the violet flame, because just see the whole earth, ask that it be surrounded in the violet flame, because the violet flame is the purifier and the transmuter. And then just pay attention to what's going on. Because everybody is moving that way. And let's take a little bit of a deeper awareness, just for a few moments, of communication. The energies are also asking us to communicate in a new way. A lot of us can now pick up each other's thoughts. I mean, how many times does you think of someone and the phone rings? Or you think of someone and they send you open your inbox and there's an email. And they're talking to you about, or someone offers you something, right? And there it is. It's time to get aware that we communicate on all of our different levels, even when we're not conscious of it. It's easy to know, hi Rick, how are you? Rick says, fine, how are you? Okay, that's communication. That we're familiar with. But the mental bodies are communicating with each other much more strongly because our thoughts are stronger. So let's say, for instance, you're going to a meeting. You've got a meeting to go to and your thoughts are, I really don't like so-and-so that's going to be in that meeting. That person makes me crazy. That person never stops talking. I don't like their opinions, and you're thinking, oh my goodness. You go into that meeting and you say, hi, good to see you. So glad you're here, sit down. Yeah? And maybe that's the right thing to say. But the vibrations in your mental that you were thinking are in your auric field, and their mental body is having a conversation with your mental body. So you go, hey, I was really nice to that person. And they have an attitude toward me. Yeah, well, guess what? You can't hide that sort of thing anymore. And the same with the emotions. The same with the emotions. We could be sitting here. And the opposite, the emotional body. I really like so-and-so. Just met them, don't know why I like them, but boy, I get a really good feeling. And you go to some place and they're there and they're sitting next to you and you're communicating like you've known each other for years. They feel the love that's coming. Your emotional body is telling their emotional body, it's safe here. I really like you. You have a nice vibration. Do you see how we're being called to greater awareness of our bodies? You can't lie anymore. And part of what's happening with the planets right now, and I'm not going to go into details, is our emotional bodies are being recalibrated and our true thoughts and feelings are being asked to come to the forward so we can start taking responsibility for them. So that doesn't mean that we need to do anything drastic except use that major pillar of awareness, that is yoga. Start to become aware of your thoughts. And when they're negative towards someone, know that now in these energies, it's like writing them a letter and pushing send. Whether you're in the same room with them or not, they are getting the message. Now, many of you have children, grandchildren, partners. You know what it's like. Those of us who have been in partnership for a while, if your partner is ticked off at you, or you're ticked off with them. I'd say you're ticked off something, they did something, right, and it's annoying you. And you don't really want to say anything because you think you know where it's going to lead, but you're holding it there. Man, that really bothered me that they did something. And they walk in the house and they take one look at you and they say, what'd I do? What's wrong? Sure, they're reading your body language, maybe. But know that they're reading your minds and your emotions. And so, what that says is, let's stop getting defensive. What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with me. Dad, I didn't say anything. What are you picking on me? You know, the defenses come up. Let's be real. Now, doesn't mean you have to say to them, you know, if you really think it's better not to talk about what you might be upset with, that's for your discrimination. But work it out. And the best way to do that is to sit down somewhere, maybe outside in a garden or on the beach, take a walk, do a lot of deep breathing, and go to your higher self with it. Go to the divine with it. I don't know what I would do without the communication or the closeness that I feel with my spiritual teachers. Because I go to them first, and they'll let me know, no, it's not worth saying anything to someone. Or they might say to me, hey, it's your problem. Let's do a little more work on this. But it happens, you know, we can take care of it in meditation, we can take care of journaling, we can get really clear. And then when we interact, can you imagine when our whole body is in harmony, our emotions, our mind, we've learned to lift. And by the way, the greatest way to lift your mind, your thoughts, and to lift your feelings is, let's say someone does tick you off. Go immediately to what you appreciate about them. And that'll raise your vibration out of the dumpster that you've put yourself in. And it'll help you transmute those feelings. And it'll help you get in touch with the higher. And we're going to do a little work around that tonight. So this is an awareness for us in the new energies. And by the way, we are on the cutting edge of what's going on the earth right now. There are a lot of people who are not going to they're not going to want to hear this or do anything about it. Because they're still in, you ticked me off. I spent a couple of years with somebody who would say, you ticked me off. Taking no, sure, man, I might have done something or not. But if that person was feeling anger, boy, it was like clockwork. All right, let's see who I can blame. Because they didn't want to take responsibility. And that's a choice, but not for conscious people. So first step is awareness. Watch your thoughts. Watch your feelings. Be really honest with yourself. And then sit with the light. Sit with the higher. By the way, those of you who are doing the light, if you're feeling out of balance and harmony, of course, down ray the emerald green ray. For those of you who don't know, the emerald green ray is the ray of balance and harmony, and it will help you if you bring it in from your higher self into each one of your centers, like a beautiful emerald green. See it touching into your chakras, and ask the Holy Ones to bring the vibration of the emerald green. Matter of fact, maybe we should do it now. And because it will take our energies and shift them. So let's actually do that. So the feet are placed flat on the floor. This particular meditation is not to be cross-legged. Then we take our very powerful palm chakras, place the left one on our navel and the right one over top. And then we close our eyes. Now as I say this prayer, feel your consciousness lifting from the center of will, also known as the spiritual heart, which is right underneath your hands. Feel it lifting up through your spine, about 24 inches above your head, which is the higher self point of spiritual knowing. Because that is where we receive the light. And those of you who know this prayer, please feel free to say it with me. Heavenly Father, Holy Mother God, we raise our consciousness into thy consciousness, where we become one with thee, and we ask to receive that which we need and that which we need to know now. So raise your consciousness to the higher self. Feel it connect there. Remember that your higher self, or in the Egyptian mystery schools it was known as the Ba, B-A, the higher self point, is the part of you that is not in duality. So it is perfect. It is expansive. It is connected to Mother, Father, Creator, God. And we are asking the angels, the archangels of balance and harmony to down ray for each one of us the emerald green ray of balance and harmony to our higher self points of spiritual knowing. These higher self points look like a great sun, so we hold to allow this sun to fill, this golden sun to fill with the most beautiful emerald hue. And then we ask that this light be down-rayed into our mental centers, into our brain-mind thinking, balance out our thoughts. We ask that it bring harmony to all those that we have had long-standing challenges with. If there are places in our minds that we have been repeating old records about ourselves or others, we ask that the emerald green ray touch into those places now, completely relieving us of the burden of these negative thoughts. And we ask that the strong communication of our mental bodies be harmonized and balanced so that everyone that comes into our field or is the recipient of a thought gets a blessing and not a curse. We thank you as it down rays into our throat center so that every word that we speak gets harmonized and balanced. And every word that we hear, even if it's harsh to our little hearts, let it be harmonized. Then we ask that the emerald green ray saturate our heart centers, our hermetic centers, the Anahata chakra, touching into the solic level. Let each avenue of our lives be touched with this great balance and harmony of spirit. Let our relationships, our work, our abundance, our wisdom, our health, all be balanced in this great light. And then we thank you for down-raying the emerald green light to our emotional centers. And again, this is a great center of communication. We can feel what other people often are feeling. So we ask that this part of us that is too empathic be balanced and harmonized. We ask that if anyone has tie-in or hook-ins to our emotional bodies, that those be healed and released, sent back to them in love. But we ask that all fears be harmonized, for those fears are really the root cause of all our negative feelings. Help us to feel that we are so loved by Source that we have nothing to fear. We ask that this emerald green ray outray into our auric field, filling us, and that we carry this vibration of balance and harmony so that everyone feels its benefit and is blessed by our presence. We thank you for this light. We ask that it be anchored, sealed, and protected in our auric fields. So be it. So be it.